Glad to have you back on the conversation.
Ajibola said we should speak Yoruba. We should speak Yoruba.
He cannot set me up.
And thank God our guest is Yoruba because he's coming to talk about our community. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa, ètò conversation. I've tried now.
Ebo ti tán.
Ní àárọ̀ yìí, a ní àlejò pàtàkì kan. Ojae Maestro.
Okay.
Olórin ni, ṣùgbọ́n ó tún wá mọ̀ nípa Ketu. Ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n bí sí Ketu. Please let me just do this program. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I speak Yoruba.
You have tried.
You know, but not for broadcast. Okay, please pardon me. Nice to be back on the program, the conversation this morning, where we bring you engaging discussions on people, places, and stories that shape our everyday lives and, of course, our communities. This morning, we take a nostalgic journey to Ketu, Alapere, one of the vibrant neighborhoods in Lagos, as we explore its unique culture, lifestyle, and transformation over the years. And joining us to have this conversation is Ojae Maestro.
Good morning.
He's a talented musician, artist with deep roots in Ketu, Alapere, and he'll be sharing his childhood memories, the local flavors that influence his artistry, and what truly makes Ketu, Alapere special. So
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you very much.
So let's begin this conversation this way. You take us back to your days at Ketu, Alapere,
Okay.
and how it has shaped you today.
Oh man, it's been a journey. Please, I apologize for that. It's been a journey, and I grew up in Ketu, Alapere. I was born in Lagos, and that was where I grew up. It was, of course, times have changed right now, and
How long ago was this?
early 2000s.
Without letting out your age.
Yeah. My age is, there's really nothing much to hide about my age. I'm in my early 30s.
Okay.
And so from let's say early 90s down to the ending of the 90s into mid 2000s before I advanced in education, and I left the area to like that, and then of course evolvement happened, but childhood was really fun because it wasn't the absolutely two-ish environment. We had most of the people there were just average people who just woke up in the morning, see everybody play. My mom was actually a teacher, so when I woke up in the morning, we go to school. My primary school was in Oregon here, so once we're done, we'll go back to it. And when I get the childhood was really fun. In the same, I enjoy an environment where there is warm noise. So before I could get used to the old silence, because I'm a creative myself. So childhood was really fun. Get back home, play football, see people hawk stuff on the street, and then I remember whenever I'm being given my feeding money, we'll go play video games. Can
you name this particular spot in that area?
There was this young man called Mike. So we used to call him Bro Mike. My house was around Kazim. And Kazim is just off Oriola. So if you know Alapere well, you know Oriola, you know Kazim, you know Shogun, you know Bakari.
And the longest, what's that long road from the express? Demorin.
Yeah. So that childhood was really fun. Was really fun. You see, people. There's this ice cream called Santana. Now everywhere is the quality of stuffs then was top notch. Even though it wasn't so branded, but you'd get your money's worth. But now I can't call brand names right now.
No, you can't.
Yeah, of course I can't.
So what happened to Santana?
Santana was one very milky yogurt like that, different flavors tied in nylon, and it has this cone-like shape and just bust the head at the top. It's always iced.
Do you know it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you live in Alapere at 20
No, I
point?
didn't.
No, she just, you know why I asked her if she
Okay.
knew it, because, yeah, it's the same generation. I don't understand what you're talking about. That was why I quickly turned to her that, okay, Santana, do you know what Santana is?
But then, I've always been a sporty person, so I love to play football, even though I've been a very conservative person right from when I was young. I've been the indoor kind of person. So coming back from school, my secondary school I did partly at Chris College around so and
All right,
then
so
the rest later.
Okay, so so it's okay to say back in the days. Now, when you look at back in the days, we had communal living, you know.
Yeah.
Then compare it to the way things are now. What are some of the values that you saw and were instilled into you that has made you become who you are today?
Okay.
And then compare it to the way things are today.
Okay, contentment first off. We didn't have everything we needed, but I lived amongst people who were always grateful to God for being able to afford the immediate needs. But now we see young boys. I'm pretty young, but it's so absurd when I see a boy of 21, 19 sound so obsessed about making money. Make money the right way. People are making money the smart way now, but when you start to hear Ojae, Gunshe, Oshule, I'm a Yoruba guy, so I know these terms. So it's so absurd. Back then, contentment was it for us, for me particularly, and I won't say I was a church boy, but faith was a big deal for me back then, and yes, contentment, faith, and of course education. Yeah, I come from. It's
Your mom is a teacher.
yeah, you just have to know it. You just have to. So all of this has really formed me a whole lot, and yeah, it's something that would reflect on the next generation. I'm a musician. I write films. I direct videos. And you don't expect that to not rub off on my kids.
I like the fact that you touched on contentment and, of course, your background, you know, where you come from, where education is key and all of that. And you've also talked about the fact that you've had, you know, you are also in that environment where you see young boys, even younger than you, who are chasing the vices in order to get rich quick. What has kept you grounded, you know, aside from the fact that you said your family, what else has kept you grounded despite the environment where you grew up?
Okay, so my awareness of the fact that on the last day I'm accountable to God. And whether or not my parents are involved or they have a great influence on my decision, because I happen to be really close to my mom, and before I take any step, of course I know our experiences, so before I take any step, I'm always very
What position are you?
I'm the last of,
I had to ask that question. As soon as you say you're very close to your mom. Okay, last born syndrome.
I'm the last of two. I'm the last of just two boys.
Okay.
Yes. So,
just two boys.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
And yes, I'm very aware of being accountable to God. And one thing I don't have this. It's good to be very prayerful, but one thing I don't like is, and one thing I'm so cautious against is losing virtues in ways that are almost irredeemable. The social, how would I call it right now? The ecosystem right now encourages immorality a whole lot, and I know for one that the moment you buy in or you key into it, and some sort of sexual indulgence is starting to play out, virtues lost in that aspect is really hard. So whatever it is that you can keep by obedience, do not feel like you can you have enough strength to recoup it if you lose time. So me, for one, my awareness of God, and I know where I'm coming from, I know where I'm heading to, and I'm one who really trusts process. It might be really slow, but eventually you'll get there.
You get there.
So yeah.
I really like that you've pointed this out, trusting the process, because a lot of people now do not want to go through the process. They just want results, and it doesn't work that way.
Boom.
Yeah, and that it always ends up in disaster.
Yeah.
But so now, let's now talk about music. How did you get into music? How did you find yourself into music? Some people will say, I started singing in my mother's womb. Are you one of those people? So tell us your story about music.
I've always been skilled with writing. It's a gift, and I'm grateful to God for that. In my secondary school days, I did partly in Lagos and the rest in Abeokuta Grammar School, where fortunately we have some superstars who...
I was going to say old school. I just kept quiet. That was your own.
Oh my goodness. So I've always been skilled with writing, and from secondary school, I just write. I didn't really know I was eventually going to grow into what I am right now. So getting to the university, I've always known I was going to do music. So
did you study music in school?
I studied industrial chemistry.
Industrial chemistry. The other music guy studied microbiology. Okay.
So as time went on, I just knew this is a clearer path for me. I didn't like the corporate life. 9 to 5, nah. I've always said no. But I knew, okay, when I'm done with service, I might just do something at least to just stay responsible, to be able to afford my immediate needs. But yeah, you can't, I don't believe in staying in that line for too long, or else my dreams will fade off with time, and I can't afford that.
Okay.
So I left the university, served, learned music production myself, because I couldn't afford the quality services that I needed from producers. So I had to go learn the skills myself, and I started producing myself, coupled with the fact that I could write, and I could sing, I could rap. And yeah.
You can rap too? Oh, wow.
I try.
Okay.
And then
you're gonna sing.
So fortunately, I've been blessed to have worked with some really profound names. Mr. Futurist Kwame Opoku is known as Futurist. He's really affiliated to Mr. Vusi Dembekwayo, and
these are not Nigerians.
He's Ghanaian. Yeah. I've also worked for Mr. Abdurrashid Bello, JJ's Excuse. I was his writer for...
is that his name?
I was his writer for a little while, like 2 years, and really fantastic man, absolute genius. And he, in fact, he did an announcement of me being an artist, and yeah, it's just been a journey that while talking about it, I just keep remembering. So I can't contain the entire journey, but it's been a process, and it's a process that I choose to trust.
Professionally, how many years have you been doing this?
I recorded my first song in 2010. I released my first song in 2020. So in the space of 10 years, I've been grooming myself. So I would say 2022 now is like 5 years right now. Yes.
You're the man of the process, huh?
So, what genre of music do you do?
Okay. I do gospel music. My music is solely about speaking about the coming of Christ in the most subtle way you could ever find it.
I'm still trying to marry this Ketu Alapere, background, and you are just like that, just miles apart from your personality, your growing up, your background. Ketu Alapere is a wild place, So how have you? I keep asking, you're a gospel artist.
Yes.
Was there any experience that happened, that just made you choose music and the genre of music you're into? Were you trying to run away from being what you've hated or what you've disliked from your environment? Because I need to know. We need to know.
Yes. Okay, so Alapere can be, back then, it could have been a fairly rough place, but it was fun. Because I mentioned something the other time, I said contentment. You find guys who are after their own, who show their excesses, but then you can't give what you don't have. There are some things that you're just made for. It's just you're a broadcaster, right from when you were much younger. These traces must have been seen by those who were watching you. Maybe I wasn't fortunate to have people who could say, this guy seems to be able to do music. But as I grew, I just grew with the understanding and knowledge of God to find myself and to find where it is I belong to. So the contrast between my personality and Alapere.
Yes.
Or were you a Omo get inside?
I won't say completely. I just think it's my nature.
Okay.
I've always been like,
this is who you've always been.
who I am,
Okay.
and I used to say, even not because of music, I don't even want people to see my face.
Okay.
I just like to be reserved and all
Gentle.
that stuff. Yeah.
How is your brother? Is he just like you?
Similar to me, but I'm a stormy boy.
So you are.
I'm the calmer one, because back
You're not
then
mischievous while you were young.
he was more mischievous. I was a mischievous one.
Okay.
He's like 6 years older than I am. It's older than I am, and if you really lived in Alapere while I was there, you would know somebody called Junior. Most people don't know my name. Most people don't know my name, but if they see me, they'll be like, Aburo Junior here. Don't be like your brother. But when you see him, genius, calm guy, speaks well, eloquent, intelligent. I really admire his qualities. So, yeah, I just feel it's just who I am. I don't believe in letting, the environment can influence you, but it largely depends on what it is you want to make out of yourself. So, yeah, that's just
Okay.
it.
All right. Let's talk about the challenges that you have experienced in your field in the music industry,
Okay.
and what are some of the changes that you would like to see?
Challenges I've faced in my field. First off, for any creative that comes from a very humble background, funding is always an issue. And that is one of the things that actually pushed me to, because I can't forgo my dreams because I can't afford I can't afford certain services that are really required for me to thrive, to be out there. So against all odds, I bear the vision I have to work towards making it a marriage. That's one. Funding is one. Secondly is competitiveness. The fact that you see most of your friends do secular music is one thing that can rub off on a person generally. But for me, I'm one who is really hard to break. If I'm not made for something, I don't try to form like, because I need you to accept me. No, this is who I am. If you don't like me, if you don't like my music, God bless you. You get it now. So funding that peer influence, or do you call it peer pressure, that also sets in. And the industry is really dirty. I've had issues where I've come in contact with, unknowingly, encountered a few people who would offer really nice opportunities for dirty indulgence.
Okay, you tell us more. Let me cut you here. You tell us more about this, but we need to go on a short break now. When we return, the conversation continues.
There's actual recent in Lagos, whether good or bad. This was about 10 years ago or thereabouts. I went to Computer Village to get a phone. So as I was shopping, doing window shopping, as I was trying to get one, so those touts just called me to say that there is a phone that there was a Tokumbo phone that they want to sell. I'm talking about during the days of BlackBerry. So he now called me and we negotiated. We negotiated for 4,000 naira. So, and they took me to the shop. I checked the phone. It was okay with the pack. So then I said, I don't really know what happened. So, and the phone was given to me. So they just fled. That was now, and so I just jumped inside the bus. I'm getting to the bus. The bus was moving. I opened the phone. Okay, let me check what I bought. I can't believe my eye. It was a full phone. God, what happened? What is this? Then I collected the guy's number. So I now called him, and I called him. I said, guy, what happened? This is what you sent to me. He said, you are a thief. You want to buy BlackBerry for 4,000. Get out. Thank God, I bought my phone for this trick.
Thank you for staying with us. We are still talking about my Lagos, my hood, Ketu, Alapere, and we have with us in the studio Ojae Maestro. He is a music artist. And just before we went on that break, he was telling us about some challenges in the music industry and the changes that he would like to see. So please, you can continue.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, similar to what I was saying the other time. Funding first, yes, and
Competitiveness. The peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Thirdly, we have the. I can't say I'm really grounded in the industry, but slightly I've had some funny encounters with a few people that really don't sit well with me. But one just have to be wise. Or one has to be wise. So that stand in itself, and the fact that. Personally, the fact that I do gospel music, gospel inspirational music, and I do it really well. Of course, if you're not sure of yourself, you would not be, you wouldn't have come this far. So, and just a few people that I've met, they just want to just compromise on certain values, and it really doesn't sit well with me. So, changes I would love to see. I would love to see a more structured. Industry where you would get your recommendations or you would get your accolades or opportunities. Not opportunities, you will get your please lend me a word there. You'll be given the credence
the level playing
based on your merit, on how good you are, not based on how dirty you can play the game.
Okay. So looking at, for you as a musician, and of course, we're also talking about your hood, which is Ketu, Alapere.
Yes, please.
I'm not putting you on the spot here now, but I'm going to ask you to do something.
Okay.
Ketu, Alapere, if there was a soundtrack, let's just say there's a soundtrack for Ketu, Alapere, how best would you put your music into it? You can just give us a verse or a line,
Ah, man.
Because I remember there used to be Ketu, Alapere. There was one song. Ketu, Alapere, yeah. That is for someone else. You come up with it.
So first of all, not many people would come out rightly to say this, but I'm not a freestyle artist.
Okay.
I like to write.
Okay.
You get it now. Or if you ask me to do a verse generally, I could do a verse generally. And if you want me to do something about Ketu Alapere, I would need time to get that. But if you want me to do a verse, generally, I could, of course, just do something.
But not on Ketu Alapere. Because it was that soundtrack that came to my mind just now. And okay, since we have an artist here, let's see if he can come up with something. Okay, looking at Ketu generally and Alapere, there's one notable market that we all go to.
Yeah.
If you don't go there, you haven't bought any foodstuffs. You know, for some people, you know, it's a very popular market, food market, and that's the Mile 12. Is it Mile 12? It's Mile 12.
Yeah, Mile 12.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Mile 12 market. Yes. Tell us more about it and other markets around there.
Mile 12 market is like the hub of all food stuff, or of where you can get the best in Lagos State. I don't think there's any other market in Lagos that matches the Mile 12 market when it comes to food stuff sales, because you get the cheapest.
What makes it unique? What makes it unique? What makes it different from other food markets in Lagos?
What makes it I believe that what makes it different is the fact that most of the transportation or most of the food conveyed from every other part of Nigeria, the moment they get into Lagos, it is Mile 12 market that's the closest. Of course, you wouldn't leave Mile 12 and take your food down to Badagry. You get it now. So, and the environment in itself is so enabling, because you have people of without being offensive,
diverse
ethnicity there. You find that is where you find Hausas, that's where you find Igbos. That you wouldn't find more Hausas than Yorubas there sometimes. So, and because it's on a very it's a playing field for people to thrive, for businesses to rub off on each other for profit to be made. Everybody wants to make money. So
there's another market on that axis just before you get to Mile 12. It's the fruit market.
Ketu.
Yes, it's the fruit.
Yes.
The fruit
market.
The fruit market. Yes. Can you talk about that, and what also makes that particular place unique and different from other fruit markets in Lagos?
Well, Ketu Fruit Market, based on the fact that I grew up in Alapere, Ketu Fruit Market is just, first of the accessibility, you're just one bus away from there. And I don't know what the cost of transportation is right now from Alapere, but then it didn't used to be more than 15 naira down to Ketu. And you know that.
Have you been to that market before?
Very well.
Okay.
So, when you get there, you get what you get for example, if you have, if you get 4 oranges for 200 within your area, once you get to Ketu market, you're getting like 7, 8 for 200. You're getting more.
It's cheaper.
The freshness is there and all of that.
I'm glad you talked about the oranges, because there was a time I also went there. Normally I go there during Ramadan. To get fruits, And there was a time I went there, and what I had never seen before was the sorting. The way these oranges were being sorted. From the biggest to the ripest to the smallest to the most attractive it was just the sorting for me. And even without even cutting it open, they already know the ones that are really, really, really sweet. So I find that very, very, very interesting that is there a skill to this?
These people, it's what they do. Most of the people you find there, you find a few Yoruba people, but those people, they must have tasted a couple of the fruits. They know the tree that this is coming from. So I don't know.
Based on their experience.
Yeah, and the sorting technique, I just feel like it's done in such a way that no matter your budget for whatever fruit it is you want to get, you would still have something to buy.
All right.
Something of
just
good quality.
Before we go, so let's talk about some amazing spots in Ketu Alapere.
Okay.
Like, is there a particular food joint?
I was even going to ask him that, okay, if I have to visit, if I say, okay, Ojae Maestro, I'm coming to Alapere, Ketu, where is the first place you are going to take me to?
My going to see Yakon.
Yakon.
What does Yakon sell?
Yakon sells amala.
It's an amala
Legendary
joint.
one.
Legendary amala.
Man, like from way back, from way back.
Over 20 years?
Yes,
10 years?
please. This is 2025. 20 years ago is like 2005. I'm talking about before 2005. Yakon's has always been there, has always been known for.
What makes that sport special?
Is the amala agbegiri, and we do, and of course, I love how they've rebranded. If you go there now, everything is now more touched, but the quality is still there. You'll see how they smear the agbegiri on your amala, and then they put the everything inside. You get. So, man, that's one spot I would love to take you to, first off. And of course, there are other eateries there, but I love it local. I really love it local. Other places like sports centers, I wouldn't really say, they really do not have, the last I checked, the tech sport facility, I haven't seen it, but I believe something is under construction. But aside that, there's a place in Akanimodo, there's a place called Akanimodo there, after Oshogun. Back then, whenever I'm coming from school, I always see boxers boxing. So I see people training there. I see training boxing. There's this Catholic church at Oshogun too. They have this large field. So schools, public schools usually have fields. So people just go there, watch football, enjoy themselves, cheer their favorite team. You get it now. So boxing, in fact, I believe my time there and the one-on-one viewing of training made me really love boxing. Of course, it led me to knowing Manny Pacquiao, Anthony Joshua, a couple others. And so if you call me and tell me you're coming to Alapere, Yakon number one.
Yakon, okay.
Then the sports place. I would have said one, I would have mentioned one place, but I'm not sure you want to follow me there. The Alapere police station.
Okay. How can we not mention that? We thank you very much, Ojae Maestro. He is a music artist, and we have talked about my Lagos, my hood, with a focus on Ketu and Alapere. We wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for your time on the conversation.
It's an honor.
All right, the program continues after this. Stay with us.